Have you seen all the 2022 World Cup stadiums? If the answer to that is no, today's your lucky day, because we'll be going through all of them and ranking them in this video. And I sort of just sounded like an infomercial, a very bad infomercial. Anyhow, hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to another World Cup video. Now, before we start this video, I do need to make one small comment right here. I am not going to go through the human rights violations that happen in regards to construction of these specific stadiums on this video. We have talked about it quite a bit here on the channel in live streams and podcasts, but what I will be doing is I will be putting a link on the description for Maxwell's videos, as he does do a great job on exposing everything that has happened. The purpose of this video is to go through all the stadiums that are already built and will be in the World Cup, all 8 of them, and rank them. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, that's all, just to save yourself from some comments here and there. And we will be covering the US men's national team, Argentina, and Brazil very heavily in this World Cup. So if you enjoy any of these teams, subscribe, stay if you'd like. We will be doing a general coverage, but these will be the main focuses, okay? Don't forget to hit that like button and be... Before we get to the ranking itself, there is a lot of information that I must give you about the overall World Cup in the venues, the stadiums. First and foremost, the largest distance from one stadium to another in this World Cup is only 55 kilometers, which is roughly 35 miles. And that is the largest distance, which means all these stadiums are very close to each other. I don't know the exact travel time from one to another, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are roughly 10 to 15 minutes away from each other. The 2022 World Cup will have 8 venues total, aka 8 stadiums, which is the smallest number since the 1978 World Cup, which at that time there were only 16 nations participating, and this one we have 32. The original plan for the 2022 World Cup was to have 12 stadiums, but they went with 8. I somewhat like this idea in terms of the amount of venues. As someone that has followed the aftermath of the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, I approve this. Many of the stadiums built in Brazil became useless after the World Cup, and that is a soccer country. Qatar is not a soccer country like Brazil. So, at least for myself, in regards to Qatar making only 8 venues, I approve that. So we will have 8 venues to host 65 games total. The average capacity of all the venues is 47.5 thousand seats, Lusail Stadium being the largest one, which we'll talk about that very soon. And the smallest stadiums have a 40,000 seat capacity. After the World Cup is done, only one stadium will stay as is. The other 7 stadiums will be dismantled completely or reduced in capacity. So we will likely only be able to see all these 8 stadiums during this World Cup, at least at full capacity. Okay, so now let's go to the rankings, and I'll start with my least favorite and go to my favorite. So I'll rank from 8 to 1. And keep in mind, when I say the capacity of the stadiums, I'm going to round it. So if it's 40.2 or whatever it is, you're just going to hear 40. Keep that in mind. They're not going to be 100% accurate, because who cares, man? Just seriously, who cares? Okay, so let's start with stadium number 8. And keep in mind, this is my least favorite stadium of the World Cup, but I liked all of them. They're all very good. But let's start with stadium number 8. Stadium number 8 is called Stadium 974. No, seriously. That is the name. I know I was calling it stadium number 8, but the name is actually a number. It's Stadium 974. And this stadium has a capacity of 40,000 seats, and it was opened in 2021. It will host 5 group stage matches and 1 round of 16 game. It is an odd name, right? Stadium 974. But there is a reason to that. The reason is that it was made with 974 shipping containers, which is pretty cool if you ask me. It is also a fully demountable stadium, so it does have a cool design. It's quite different, exotic. However, I ranked it 8 because visually, to me, it's not very appealing. I don't know, it's not shiny like the other ones. Maybe that's the main reason. I just think the other stadiums that we're going to rank very soon, they're more visually appealing. By the way, I must say, the original name of Stadium 974 was Ras Abdul Aboud Stadium, but that doesn't really matter because they changed it anyway, and I probably mispronounced that name. I apologize. Now let's talk about the stadium that I ranked number 7 out of 8. The 7th ranked stadium is called Khalifa International Stadium with a capacity of 40,000 seats, and it was opened at 1976, making it the oldest stadium in this World Cup. But don't worry, it had plenty of renovations and expansions done to it. This stadium will host 5 group stage matches, 1 round of 16 match, and the match for 3rd place. The Khalifa International Stadium is the home of the Qatari national team, and it is located at Doha, and also includes the Aspire Academy with it. You probably heard me talk about the Aspire Academy back in the Gold Cup in 2021 when the United States faced Qatar. But just to summarize it, it's essentially how their national soccer team was developed for this World Cup. It's an academy, or better, it's a sports complex that was founded in 2004 with the goal to scout and develop more athletes for Qatar in various sports, including soccer. But back to the stadium, I like it quite a bit. One of the arcs is a bit higher than the other for the launch of the fireworks. It's a great stadium, beautiful to look at, and as I said, it is the home of the Qatari national team. Regardless, I still hope Qatar gets knocked down in the group stage. Just saying. The next one is stadium ranked number 6. Stadium ranked number 6 is called Ahmad bin Ali Stadium with a capacity of 40,000 seats, and it was opened back in 2020. It'll host 5 group stage matches and 1 round of 16 match. It's the Neon Lights Stadium. Yeah, that's not the actual name. That's just how I call it. It's also known as the Al Rayyan Stadium. So it's a stadium that is cool looking during the day, but looks much better at night when they turn on the neon lights, which is also why I call it the Neon Lights Stadium. Obviously, I don't know why I'm even telling you that. I like it, and I will rank it number 6. Oh, by the way, it's also where the United States will debut this World Cup. That's when we face Wales. Now, keep in mind, it was opened back in 2020, but prior, in the early 2000s, this stadium already existed, but it was completely demolished in 2015 and pretty much remade for this World Cup. Next up is the 5th best stadium of the 2022 World Cup, in my opinion. It's just an opinion. Don't get angry. And the 5th stadium is called Al Janoub Stadium, which has the capacity for 40,000 seats and was opened back in 2019. It'll host 5 group stage matches and 1 round of 16 match as well. It's what I like to call a futuristic looking stadium. The designers have said that the architecture of this stadium was inspired by the sails of the traditional dhow boats used by the pearl divers from the region. They look like sailboats, essentially. Yeah, I'm just giving you the name, but it's a sailboat. After the World Cup, it will have its capacity cut from 40,000 seats to 20,000 seats. The seats will be removed and will be donated to developing countries to use for their own sports infrastructure. So bravo to Qatar for that. Al Janoub is a wonderful stadium, and it's where the current champs France will make their debut this World Cup. Next up is the 4th best stadium of the 2022 World Cup. The name of the 4th best stadium in the 2022 World Cup is Al Bait Stadium with a capacity of 60,000 seats, and it was opened back in 2021. It'll host 5 group stage matches, 1 round of 16 match, 1 quarterfinal match, and 1 semifinal match. I find this stadium awesome. It's a pretty damn cool stadium. However, I cannot rank it top 3. But man, it looks like a giant Arabic tent. I don't know why, but it looks pretty damn cool to me. This stadium will hold the opening match of the 2022 World Cup between Qatar and Ecuador. This is also the 2nd largest stadium in the 2022 World Cup. So this stadium is listed as 60,000 seats, but the record is 63,000. So maybe it's a bit more than 60,000. So just keep that in mind. Regardless, it's the 2nd largest stadium in the 2022 World Cup, and it will host the opening match. And it looks pretty cool. It really does. I wanted to rank it top 3. I just couldn't do it, but it looks pretty damn cool. Okay, we've reached the top 3. And if you haven't already, don't forget to smash the like button and comment down below your ranking if you made it this far in the video. Let's go to stadium number 3. And that is the Education System Stadium. Yes, that is the name. With a capacity of 40,000 seats and was opened back in 2020, this stadium will host 5 group stage matches, 1 round of 16, and 1 quarterfinal match as well. Now, there are a few things that I really like about this stadium, and let's talk about 2 of them. Right away, the architecture is just simply stunning. It's awesome. And this stadium at night with the lights is just beautiful. It is also surrounded by colleges and universities, and after the World Cup, the students will be allowed to use it. This stadium also has a very modern architecture, it's just simply beautiful. Its nickname is the Diamond of the Desert. So it did make my top 3 with some ease. It was also very close to being number 2, but it did not, because stadium number 2 is stunning. Stadium number 2 is beautiful, and that's the one we're going to talk about right now. And that is Al Thumama Stadium. It's like Thumama, but not like I'm saying Thumama, like your mama. It's Thumama, like Thumama. The Thumama Stadium has a 40,000 seat capacity, and it was opened back in 2021. It will hold 5 group stage matches, 1 round of 16 match, and 1 quarterfinal match as well. For starters, this is another stadium where its capacity will be cut in half after the World Cup, and the seats will be donated. They will replace the top seating that will be donated with a boutique hotel and a branch of the Aspetir Sports Clinic. In regards to the stadium's architecture, it was inspired to be like a gafia. I'm sorry. I'm trying here, which is a very popular Arabic hat, okay? It's an Arabic hat, that's what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to use their actual words. The details put into this stadium are simply amazing. The circular shape makes it unique for this edition as well. On the inside, it is red, white, and green, which reminds us quite a bit of Mexico. Almost seems like the inside, it was made for El Tri. Unfortunately, Mexico won't play any of the group stages in this specific stadium. However, if they advance in second place in their group, which is very likely, they will play the round of 16 in this stadium, which will feel like home at times. So the Al Thumama is my number 2. Now let's go to the number 1. Now let's go to the stadium that is ranked number 1. And that is Lusail Stadium with a capacity of 80,000 seats. It was opened this year in 2022, and it'll be hosting 5 group stage matches, 1 round of 16 match, 1 quarterfinal match, 1 semifinal, and the final. Lusail Stadium is also the largest one in the 2022 World Cup. This stadium is truly beautiful. It's gold. No, like literally gold. Well, not literally gold because it's not actual gold, but I mean like the gold color. From the inside, it is also stunning. Don't you love it when you find something that's beautiful in the inside and outside? Am I still talking about stadiums here? Not just the final, they will be holding massive group stage games, including 2 Brazil matches and 2 Argentina matches. One of the biggest one being Argentina versus Mexico. Unfortunately, after the World Cup, the capacity of this stadium will also be cut in half to just 40,000. The empty parts will be repurposed as a community space with shops, education facilities, and a health clinic. But this is simply an amazing stadium, very beautiful to see, and it'll be exciting to see the World Cup final played in Lusail Stadium, and also Argentina versus Mexico and 2 Brazil group stage matches. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for smashing the like button, and thank you BetOnline for sponsoring this video. All right, don't forget to comment down below what is your ranking of the stadiums for the 2022 World Cup. It's very close. We're getting there. It's about to start. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and have a great day.